into this. Michelle's not here today, so I have to coordinate everything. So,
Okay.
um, all right. Okay. Good morning. Hi, Ten, George Realty. Welcome to the business meeting today. Nice to see everybody early Monday morning. I hope you had a nice weekend. Although we had the rain on the Saturday, I mean, not Saturday, on Thursday and Wednesday, but we did have a very good weekend. Saturday and the Sunday was beautiful, so it was very good. So I hope you had a nice weekend. And as you know, today is almost the end of 2025. Believe it or not, time
Yep.
goes by so fast. I can't believe it myself. But anyway, I hope that 2025 is gone. Will be gone soon, and then we'll be welcoming 2026. And 2026 should be a better year than 2025. By all means, I think all the indication points to to a better 2026. So let's hopeful. Let's keep our fingers crossed and be hopeful. Anyway, John Wax will be our affiliate spotlight today. Michelle is not here, so I have to coordinate everything. And we'll start with before we go to John, we'll start with the other affiliates. And I'm pleased to tell you that we have a brand new affiliate that will join us today. His name is Ben Lee, which I will introduce later. So let's begin with Nicole first. Nicole?
Good morning. Happy Monday. Hi, 10. Thank you, Peter, for allowing us to join you. I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas. Wishing you a safe and happy new year. And yes, I'm very excited for 2026 and all that is in store for all of us. We keep hearing that the market's going to be better. I already see things happening now, agents working through the holidays. So reach out to me. I'm here to support you and remind you that our Fidelity Agent app is a very powerful tool to have in your back pocket to help you calculate seller net sheets, buyer estimated costs. Not only that, there are many calculators that are embedded in the program as well to help you have conversations with buyers and sellers. And if you'd like more details or reminder, let me know. I'm going to leave my information in the chat. Thank you so much. I look forward to partnering with you in 2026 and helping you grow your business. Have a fantastic day. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicole. And I want to add that Nicole always also have a weekly digest on the real estate market, and she sends us this digest every week, and I forward it to you. And those are very good articles, and I hope you like it and enjoy it. And if you have any question at all, call Nicole. Nicole is very friendly and amicable, and she's very helpful. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nicole.
Thank you, Peter.
All right. And as I mentioned, we do have a new affiliate by name of Ben Lee. Ben, can you show yourself? Hi, Ben. Good morning.
Good
Uh,
morning, sir. Good morning,
yeah,
Mr. Cam.
Ben.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I'm on the road right now with our chief credit officer to see the clients. But yes, I'm really happy and thank you for the opportunity for me to join this meeting. Yes, my name is Ben Lee. I'm come from Pacific Alliance Bank. I'm senior vice president, SBA manager, and urban branch manager as well. We are specialized in CRE, CNI, construction, and SBA loans. So I do welcome and looking forward to do all the partnership with everyone for 2026. Thank you.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you very,
Yes,
very much. And Ben also specialized in SBA
yes.
loans, and if you have any question at all, he'd be glad to help you with that. Okay. Thank you, Ben.
Th- Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, then. Is that all the affiliates that we have today? It looks like it, right? Did I miss anybody? Did I miss anybody other than John? Well, if not, John, you're on.
John is on. Thank you, Peter. Hey, it was great seeing you. I hope you had a great Christmas. It was great seeing you at the holiday party. It was a lot of fun, great food, and great mingling. Again, I'll reiterate what Nicole is saying. It's a great time to be in front of people, checking in with them, seeing how they're doing, and then also at the end of your conversation, finding out if they have any plans to do anything in real estate, whether it's buy or sell, and just let them know that you're there for them. You're their real estate professional and their consultant. So on that note, we'll get into some specifics that Michelle wanted me to cover. And I have this week and I have next week. So we'll do a little bit this week and then we'll do some more next week.
Oh, good.
So one of the things that she wanted me to cover was liquefaction. Does everyone know what liquefaction is? Well, liquefaction is areas that are designated by the state and localities, but the state designate them. These are waters. These are land that are water saturated, and they're sand type materials. When they build, they bring in sand, high water tables, earthquake occurs, and that's when liquefaction is found to be in a zone there. What happens is that, example, you go to the beach, you step in the wet sand, the water comes in, what happens to your feet? You sink. So it's that same kind of premise that we're talking about. And what they do when they find out there's a liquefiable area, when they're subdividing, before subdivision, and also before they build, they have land specialists come out and do an on-site investigation of the area, and to find out what the perimeters are going to be regarding building and subdivision, so it's the safest way they can do it. Another thing is that the NHD Act requires land specialists to come out there. So these are the people that are required by the law to come out there. What is the best way to protect your home? It's earthquake insurance. So when you get earthquake insurance, that covers damage from liquefaction. Okay, so that's what liquefaction is. Another area that she wanted me to cover was the Sustainable Groundwater Maintenance Act. What that is it's an acts that have been broken down into 3 bills. And what the bills are to protect the use and maintenance of having groundwater in a particular area, because over 60% of groundwater is used for agriculture and for us consumption during a drought period. So we need to sustain it. And what these different areas do is they want to make sure that, first of all, there's groundwater. The quality of the groundwater is safe to use and drink. And they broke it down into high, medium, and low. They monitor the high and the medium ground zones. And who does it first? The locality. They leave it up to a locality. The locality is the groundwater maintenance organization that maintains it. If they find out, because the state oversees it all, if they find out that the local groundwater maintenance is not being handled properly, the state comes in and takes over. And they just want to make sure that there's at least a 50-year period that the groundwater will be sustained and usable for that period of time. And they're all throughout the state. They're set up in all the areas up and down the state. And they just want to maintain that you have these waters. What happens when the water isn't treated properly? Well, first of all, you get aquifer depletion, land subsidence, and wells going dry. So if you don't have a working well, what happens? You can't sustain. You can't stay in your property. You create more and more problems. So that's why these areas are being maintained and being overseen by the local and the state governments. Okay. Another thing that I'm going to cover, everyone understand groundwater? That's all it is. It's just a maintenance type thing, that making sure that there's sustainable groundwater for at least a 50-year period, and it's overseen by the different state level and local governments as far as that goes. Okay.
John,
Yes.
John, that's a more pertinent problem with the groundwater is the contamination of groundwater. When it happens, and what will happen to your property, the value of the property? Can you tell us something about that?
Yes. So basically, that's where the Superfund sites and other sites come in. That would be in the environmental report.
Mm-hmm.
And then once it's on the list, then the state comes in and they manage cleanup. First, to determine what the contaminant is. Second of all, they come in and they monitor and oversee the cleanup and the different stages that are involved, because you guys have a very close one near you. Yeah. Main Street and Garfield. There is a Superfund site. Mm-hmm. And I believe it's because of the chemicals they use at a school. They bring them in, for their gardens and stuff, and that goes into the groundwater, and it makes it a Superfund site. So that's what they do. They'll come in and they'll monitor. They take samples. They take samples to make sure that the water has been cleaned and it's ready to be used. But if it isn't, then they have to take the appropriate steps to come in and clean it up and make sure that people don't use this until it is clean, to safeguard the community.
No, that cleanup has been going on for years. Far as I know, it has been going on at least 8 years. And so, meantime, the property there, when they're being sold, it creates some problems for the owners.
Yeah, there's right? No doubt. In our reports, we do have a link to contact with phone numbers to get additional information. Mm-hmm. We have to report on it, but to go further, you might have the buyer due diligence as calling and finding out more information if they're interested in that property. But when you get the reports, when you get the listing, but you can go even a step further, take it with you on the listing appointment. You only pay if it closes escrow. You guys get special pricing and things like that. The other thing that's creeped up again is, we all know that the FHDS, Fire Hardening Defensible Space CAR form applies, and it applies in certain areas where the property is found state level in a high or very high fire severity zone. And those are the local zones and the state level local zones. So these zones require the use of the FHDS CAR form in some form or manner. So who's responsible for filling this out? It's the seller with the guidance of the agent. You don't fill it out. You ask him the questions. And if you need to, you call me and we get on a 3-way call and make sure the form is filled out properly so that you're protected, your clients are protected. Because I heard horror stories. They'll call me and it's too late. They're on the buyer side, which doesn't affect them, but on their seller committed the seller to do the inspection and get the compliance done before close of escrow. In Southern California, it is not necessary to do the inspection. You can put it on the buyer. It is an agreement that it can be done on the buyer. And there is a local fire department that comes out and checks properties for brush fire management. You can use that form and that report for this form. If you do get one and it comes back clean, you can use that. And if they say, do you have a report? Yes. Where can I find it? I'll supply it, or where they can find it. But that's the thing that you can use in order to maintain this. But the main thing is, it's the seller who's responsible for filling out the form. And the exclusion of using the form is vacant land, no TDS. Trustee, where all the trust, where all the trustors are passed away, no TDS required. Probate, no TDS required. And bankruptcy, no TDS required. So those are examples of the exceptions to using the form. Otherwise, you do have to use the form. Talk to me. We have it in our report, the FHDS card form. Another thing is we make it very easy in the table of content. All you have to do is click right on the AB38. It brings you right to the page. At the bottom of the page, it gives you the APN number, the address, the local vegetation ordinance, and the actual name of it. And is it required for close of escrow? Yes or no? And it'll be no in Southern California. But we make it as easy as possible. We just want to make sure that you get the right information and be able to use it to help protect your clients and also disclose to your clients every material fact that possibly you can give them and everything like that. I look forward to a wonderful end of 2025 and a super 2026, because 2026 is going to be fantastic. And you guys, there are going to be so many opportunities that you just reach out there and just, if you keep working now, you're going to have a great 2026, because reaching out to people, working on your database right now, getting all those things done is the best way you can be in order to do your, be ready for 2026, because it's going to be here in a blink of an eye. And we want to make sure you guys are protected. Your affiliates are part of your team, and we're blessed to be a part of your team, I-10. And we look forward to assisting you and making you successful and sharing in your successes. Happy New Year. Happy holidays, and let's kill it out there. Thank you so much, good. Peter.
Thank you so much, John. Yeah, I want to add that John is very friendly, and hey, don't hesitate to call him if you have any question at all regarding NHD or any things you want to ask him about real estate. He's very knowledgeable, very friendly too. And best of all, your NHD, you don't have to pay for the NHD until the transaction closed. So
exactly.
So, there's no risk at all. So you ask him anything, and it won't cost you anything unless
exactly. And besides, we're the only one with the hazard preview where you can look this up once you get an account, log in. You just put the APN number in, push start, in-out determination, state level on the right-hand side will be for fire, flood, earthquake, fault, seismic hazard. We're the only one with that. You're doing it through us, not a website saying, click on this and it'll send you. I mean, I have brokers come up to me all the time and say, I saw this company and they say, click on this. Who's doing that? I throw up my hands. I have no idea.
Yeah. Okay. Any question for John? Any question at all? All right. Do we have any affiliate that came in late and who want to speak at this point? No? Okay. All right. Now, and as you know that this is a short week. The New Year Day falls on Thursday, but the office will be closed early on the New Year's Eve, which is Wednesday. The office will be closed at 4 o'clock instead of 6. So if you want anything to be done before then, you should get it done before 4 o'clock, because the staff will leave the office at 4 o'clock. And the office will be closed the whole day. Will be closed on the New Year's Day, which is Thursday. And then that's it. Then the business will resume on Friday as normal. But Thursday will be closed all day. And Friday we would not have any training this week. As you know, this is a short week, so we won't have any training. But Michelle and I will be available for anybody who wants to have a one-on-one tutoring on business plans. Now, last week we had the training on a business plan. We talked about it pretty extensively, and but you know, for people who wants to have help on the business plan formulations, Michelle and I will be glad to help them on a one-on-one basis. Okay, and it is very important to have the business plan ready for 2026. Because without a business plan, then you won't have a roadmap. You would not be able to know where you're going, you know, and which is dangerous for your business. So always have the business plan before the year begins, and then you follow your business plan, and you reach your goal, you know, accordingly. So do that, okay? And then in early January, we will have a hands-on training on the new agent, training on all the on A to Z about the transaction. In other words, we will help you hands-on with transaction from beginning to end, including how to do the MLS listing, how to market your property, and how to do the escrow properly, and how to handle your client and everything from A to Z, which you need to learn and in dealing with transaction, a real estate transaction, residential or commercial. Okay, so that is a very helpful training and kind of new to the office too, because this is the first time we have hands-on training for the new agents. So I hope you can utilize it and you know, do it for your own benefits. Okay. Any questions so far? Anybody have any question for me or for John? Before we go into the company business of listing and the sales, anybody who want to share their transactions, whether it's you know, a new listing or sales that you want to publicize, you can speak up at this point. No? Okay. Guys are pretty quiet today, okay? All right, then I will go into the sales and the listings. Now, this week is kind of, or last week, I should say, is kind of slow. We only have 2 sales and only 3 new listings, but we did have 8 escrow closed last week, so that's good. Let me go through the new sales first. The first sale is by Gary Lee. Is a commercial lease in Arcadia for $51,600. The second sale is Juan Violante. It's income properties for $1.5 million. And Juan is the selling agent. So congratulations, Juan. And then we have 3 new listings. The first one is by Miles Chow for $1.38 million, a condo in Alhambra. It's a good condo, you know. Nowadays, you would be surprised at how much the condo is selling. And this particular one is selling for $1.38 million. And it's supposed to be a pretty nice condo. I think it's a penthouse too. It's on top of, and the location is very good. As in the Monterey Street in Alhambra, close to Bay State. And then the second listing is by Alden Lai. It's a residence in Fontana for $699,000. So that's a residential property. It's a house, I think. And a third listing is by Shimei Cam as for a lease for $5,180 per month. And this is a commercial lease in the Roland Heights. As I mentioned before, commercial lease it's nothing to sneer about because it can be very profitable and it's very easy to do and it takes a very short time. So if you have a good commercial lease, it can easily generate 30 thousand, $50,000 in one shot for you. So be aware of those commercial lease. It is very lucrative sometimes. And we did have, as I told you, we did have 8 sales, closed escrow, I should say, last week. The first one is a residence by Michael Chen for 995,000. That's a house in La Ponte. The second one is a lease by Gary Lee for 51,600. And Gary Lee was the listing agent for that. And also I have a lease by Alex A, which is 36,000 for residential lease in Alhambra. And the fourth one is a condo by Nina and Tatiana. They are both the listing agent as well as the selling agent. So they double-ended this deal for 680,000 is a condo in Monterey Park. And then Shimei Cam has 4 leases. The first one is for $500,414 in Monterey Park is a commercial lease. And another commercial lease is also by Shimei Cam, 152,000 for commercial lease in industry. And then she has another one in Monterey Park for $282,357. And she double-ended this one as well. And then she had the fourth one. She also double-ended this one for $2,044,677. So this is a big one for her in Monterey Park, which is the Atlantic Times Square. As we all know, that is a very famous shopping center in the Monterey Park. So as I said, well, it's not too bad, right? For $2,044,000, it's almost like selling a big, house in Monterey Park. So it's good to have commercial leases like that, right? Okay, that's all the sales and listings that I have. And do I have anybody that I miss on sales and listings? If you want to speed up at this time. Anybody want to tell me or tell us about the new listing or anything about the listing or reduction in price? This is time to speed up. Nobody? All right. Okay. Well, if not, then hey, this is time for me. Well, we still have a lot of time. Well, if no questions, then I will like to share something with you. Let me see. Okay. I want to talk to you about the market update, which, let me see. The market updates, which I do it every month, and so that you have a general idea of what the housing market is, and so that you can talk to your clients, and give the confidence. You're confident about what is going on in the market, and so that your client can trust you and give you listing or sales of the real estate. So I should know that on December 11th, 2025, the Federal Reserve cut the interest rate by 0.25%, 25 percentage points. And although this is kind of slow in coming, and it's a small increment, a small reduction, But this is encouraging because we desperately need a reduction in interest rate in order to facilitate some sales in the real estate, right? And but this one is kind of cautious optimism because it is not fully supported by the Federal Reserve. Some people think that it should not be reduced at all. And some of the Federal Reserve of officials say that maybe we should have a larger reduction. So that's not a consensus among the Federal Reserve officials. And so going forward, it will be interesting to see how they view the economy as well as the housing market and the job employment rates and stuff like that, the general economy situations and how they gauge that to reduce the further in the federal discount rate. And but it's still welcoming and it's you know it's good. Anyway, and also the Fed published a final summary of economic projection for 2025, and they are thinking of will have another reduction in 2026, but they have not commented on how many interest rate reduction will be in 2026. So everybody is holding their breath and keep their fingers crossed, and hopefully they will at least have one or two interest reduction. So right now the prime rate is 6.75, and so it's a lot better than a year ago, which was like 7.5 prime rate. So hold 1% lower than a year ago. So that is good for this time. Now, as you know, we are looking into 2026. Everybody was expecting that the housing market will have a little break because the job market finally outpaced the increase in the pricing of the real estate. So next year we should have an easier time, especially when the interest rate is going down a little bit. Right now the interest rate is hovering at about 6.3, and hopefully by the time we go into the 2026, the interest rate will be around 6% range, and that should have a pretty good stimulus for the housing market. And also the consumer this consumer sentiment improved quite a bit the last month, and he has a gain of 2.3 points on over the November's reading. So that's encouraging, and hopefully will sustain the improvement. Now, at this time, what do you think that the consumer should do? Right now, the economic situation is not very clear, and so and also the Fed is taking a very cautiously regarding the interest rate reduction. So the consumer should not be overly excited about the economy or the housing market as a whole, and they should be careful about the spending plans. Don't overspend and don't squander away with their discretionary incomes or discretionary assets. But you shop around for deals, especially nothing is in a hurry right now. On the big ticket items like the cars and the houses and things like that, you cannot afford to be too aggressive. And keep an eye on the inflation and the labor market, because those are the two indicators that affect the housing market as well as your personal finance. So and then just approach cautiously for 2026. And the mortgage rate, the mortgage, we are already seeing legal delinquency in mortgage payments because of the uncertain economic situation. And in December of 2025, they already have about 11 point increase, driven by the moderate increase in the employment. So we have to be careful, and there will be more and more foreclosures, I think, in the 2026, and this is something that we have to watch out. The refinance, the demand for the FHA. Let me see it. Refinance for FHA loans has jumped 24%. I think it's because the lower of the interest rate, and also the FHA is still the lowest the mortgage rate that people can find in the market, and that's why it jumped 24% last month. And right now the FHA rate is at 6.08%, which is the lowest level since September of 2014. And then we have the mortgage applications. It dropped 2% for the week and was 19, but nevertheless it was 19% higher than the same week in a year ago. So we have a little bit of hope in the mortgage application, which indicates that we have more the transactions than the last year. Last year was very slow for the housing market, and this year I think it's coming back, and it has already a 19% more than last year. So that is good. Now, and also the FHA loan limit has increased to 1.25 million in 2026. It used to be 1.2. Right now, they have increased to 1.25 million. In other words, if your loan is less than 1.25 million, you can qualify for FHA loans, which has the lowest mortgage rate of 6.08. This increase in the loan limit, it has been the 10th straight year of increase. The last one was like 3.3% increase, which is equivalent for $39,375 in the loan amount. So that's a good news for the housing market. And but however, the consumer are feeling more pessimistic about their financial situation because of the unemployment rate and the uncertainty in the economy, a lot of layoff and by the high tech companies, and a lot of company declaring bankruptcies and stuff like that. So the consumer kind of feeling a little bit more depressed and a little more pessimistic about the future. And as I told you before, that the mortgage the mortgage delinquency has increased, and so the foreclosure activities has also increased for 9 straight months. And for the last month, they have a total of 35,651 foreclosures in the whole nation, and which is a 21% increase from November of 2024. So that's not a good news. More and more people are getting in trouble, and more foreclosure on the horizon. but it's not as bad as 2008, where at that time the housing market didn't have too much equity. But in currently, there are still like 60% of the housing. You have more than 40% equity in their homes. So there won't be too many foreclosure as much as like 2008. So we don't have to worry about that. And that's one of the consolidating things that we have for us. The last thing that is encouraging the consolidating is that the state also help out in the affordable living program. With the state housing program awarded $181 million to support the low income home ownership. So this is a good program that will encourage the local income to get their houses and provide help with them. And there's a lot of areas that they can apply. $181 million is a good relief for those people who wants to buy their new homes. So there's something encouraging in the market, and some bad news, about the foreclosure and delinquency in mortgages. But all in all, it's still hopeful, and 2026 is supposed to be a better year than 2025, and the mortgages mortgage rates continue to drop, which is favorable for the market. And let's keep our finger crossed. 2026 should be a better year for all of us. Okay. All right. I would like to stop the sharing at this point. Are there any questions regarding what I have presented? Anything you want to ask? Well, we finished on time, John. How do you like that? Okay. All right. Any
great.
question? Any question, either for me or for John or for Nicole? Any affiliates? Any question at all? Or you want to share your experience or anything about real estate? We have a quiet group today for some reason.
Anything special over the holidays that you want to share?
Yeah, anything. We have 10 minutes.
Yes.
Any thrill about your success or agony of defeat? Time to share that.
That's a good one.
Okay. All right. If not, then I guess okay. Then we'll wish you a very, very happy New Year. And
Yes.
a prosperous 2026, and we'll see you next year.
We'll see you next year.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you
Which
for
is
your
next
support.
Monday. All right.
Reach out
Thank you,
to us. We're
everybody.
here for you. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Stop recording.